Hello, friends, colleagues, guests. I'm really glad to see you all on offline meeting on our BA Excellence Conference, Georgian chapter. Also, hello to everyone who is online. Today, we're going to have quite interesting talks about BAs and related to BAs, their work, and the future also. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Vakhtang. I will be talking about demanded skills that we see um, in our discipline. Say, so who am I? Vakhtang Mujiri, 4 years in more than 4 years in EPAM, more than 7 years as a BA, and more than 20 years in tech. And yeah, leading BA discipline in EPAM for more than 1 year. Possibly I mentioned it already. And where we should start? Oh, sorry. So, why trends matter? So it's quite important where we should be looking at. Also, current market trends, what are those? What are the key skills in 2025? And main takeaways. So, why trends matter? Because we need to be on the edge. We have to be relevant. We have to be ready for all new challenges that appear. Technology is advancing, and we should be advancing also. We need to build our networks. We need to improve ourselves, and it's not the easy part, but still very important. Especially when you are working in companies like EPAM, from time to time we change projects, and new demands are appearing, and all this list is taken from the demands that we see from our clients. So, what are the trends that we see? There are several bigger spots that we can separate. First is still focusing the digital transformation. Of course, most of the companies are digital, but still, this is still valid. Cloud computing, BAs to be aware of it. Customer-centric approach, of course, and increasing domain expertise. And we will be talking about these topics a little bit deeper later. Data privacy, quite a topic all the time, especially when there are more regulations. Data analysis, because data is important. And of course, artificial intelligence. We cannot go anywhere without it nowadays. So, focus on digital transformation. What does it mean? So BAs, of course, are expanding. It's not just what was happening, let's say, 10 years ago. We need to get more closer to our clients, really understand their needs, look into their business and understand how it's going. BAs should have tools in their hands to really help and improve those processes and procedures that businesses have and help them optimize their life. Of course, this is not happening without collaborating with tech guys. Yeah, guys, I'm looking at this, sorry. And yeah, BAs nowadays are taking the leading role, partially, possibly taking product managers and product owners roles. And yeah, this border is disappearing slowly. Next thing is cloud computing adoption. Why this matters? Because not all the companies right now are working with the clouds. They still have some part of the infrastructure or most of it on premises, and BAs should have understanding what profit could they get, the companies and the organizations could get from the clouds. Of course, we're not talking about getting like DevOps level knowledge of clouds, but have good understanding how the pricing is working, how flexibility works, how it could help manage our data or manage our computing power, depending on how the environment is changing for the company. Another part is good understanding of what are the security measures and compliances with using the cloud, because not all organizations, for example, are allowed to have private information in cloud, but they can approach it by hybrid. For this reason, I could suggest go with fundamentals of any of three big cloud providers to have better understanding, better knowledge how it works, and further improve it depending on the demands that you're going to have. Next thing, client centricity and domain expertise. Of course, BAs are frontline. They should have good understanding of the clients, their business, and together with that, they or us, I would say, need to have and learn deeper what is this business, how it works, because depending on the business, you might need to become subject matter experts. Of course, not the super experts, but still, when you meet these people and start working with them, you should have good understanding of it. Maybe new companies and new clients can join you, or you can join them, and it will be similar business, and you will already have experience working with those domains. It's not the easiest part to get this experience, but still, we can look into it, or just thinking of it anyways. Yeah. One good example is, have you ever thought of process, because we describe processes, yeah, how you buy the bread? And it's not just go to shop and buy the bread. Yeah, it's quite complex process because you need to get your keys, not to forget wallet, and so on and so forth. So yeah, try to take a peek and try to describe how it could be happening. Data privacy and security concerns. Another big topic. More and more companies are trying to adopt all the regulations that our governments bring in. It's really important for Europe. You know, it's GDPR, US-wide, it's HIPAA, and the special CCPA for California. And there are more of these, and the data privacy is really essential. Of course, social networks, for example, they're gathering a lot of information, but they're parts of private things. We still need to get to know the standards, and I think it's quite correct that at least governments are trying to fix this part. So getting expertise in these fields could help you be competitive on different projects and different markets, and find to be and become really valuable asset to any company who could really help and fix these issues with that data privacy. Another part of this, when looking into data security, BAs can have different views, and security engineers, how the data works, how it's stored, and how it's distributed. So definitely, BA should be involved in designing data security part. Of course, as a continuation here, BAs can participate in this planning and, as we say here, understand and potentially see, depending on the processes, how clients or companies or businesses interact with data, if those are secured properly. Continuing with the data, of course, it's big data, or working with data, still essential, still needed. Of course, IE is helping us, but data is not going anywhere. A lot of companies still striving to organize the data. That's why BAs nowadays should be adopting more and more data-related stuff, how to work with data, how to visualize data, because it's part of a little bit of UX also. And these visualizations, of course, contain special rules for that to be more readable, understandable. Oh, I didn't push button. So many businesses are collecting this data. Of course, nowadays they're trying to have a better view of what is happening in their company, with their business. Yes, here we are stepping into data analysis part. But again, as I said, business analysis in general is widening. And it can be in matter of security again. Here we're getting into data analysis and UX possibly also. So yeah, look into that field. yeah, and adopt some knowledge. And of course, AI. And now a question: how many of you use AI on daily basis? Please raise your hands. Okay, almost everyone, I would say. How many AI tools are using on daily basis? Kind of raise as many hands as, as you use. Nice. So it's getting part of our lives, and we cannot go anywhere from it. It's improving, improving, improving. It's not going to replace us anytime soon, but it can help us, not only us but also our clients. And there are two main directions or vectors where you can basically in evolve in using of AI. First thing is, of course, to help you as a BA to optimize your work, to automate some processes, to help you validate whatever you have prepared, kind of your artifacts, reduce number of errors. Using general AI models may not be very big help here, but looking into customized or tailored AIs that you train for yourself and around you would be a great benefit for you. Another part, of course, is working with clients, implementing uh, AI empowered products. Saying can be to get, of course, competitive advantage, time to market, um, of course, operational cost effectiveness, and at some point scalability, of course. So yeah, AI is big help. It can be customized under you and really help you and the business that you are working for. So look into the field also. In general, what are three main things on which the BAs rely? Yeah, three pillars, let's say. First and the most needed one as a client-facing specialization, I would say, is soft skills, communication skills, because technical stuff uh, can be learned, can be taken from AI, can be consulted. But when you're talking to your clients, it's essential that you have good communication skills, first of all. One of the things that I will usually say, the greatest skill of BA is correct listening, not the active listening that we're taught, but correctly listen to someone and understand what they are saying and really understand their needs. Of course, it's about managing your stakeholders because they are different. There are different cultures. At least then maybe someone can be on hangover and you still need to handle them. So soft skills are most basic and top things that you need to develop and improve. Another part is domain expertise. Again, domains are looking into and companies are looking into having BAs and hiring BAs, I would say, that can actually work their business and already understand their business. Of course, it's not possible to be aware of all the businesses or all the industries, I would say, but one, two, or three deep understanding of how they work will be great for you. And of course, technical or hard skills, as we mentioned previously, good understanding of clouds, how they work, data analysis, and start adoption of um, artificial intelligence is essential. Going further, uh, where are we in current reality? The industry of IT is growing, demands are growing, and required number of skills that we need to have to support our projects for clients is, of course, growing. We need to adopt new technologies. We have to be on time what is trending. That's why, as we said in the beginning, we have to look at the trends. They are not changing rapidly, but still they are evolving. And in order to cover those needs that we're going to have, what should we consider for 2025? There is still time. We're still in quarter two. So develop cloud and data skills, at least on understanding level, fundamentals of each of them. Advancing AI expertise as for yourself as a BA and what can be delivered to your clients, to your projects. Strengthen data privacy, because this is a topic contradicting, of course, what AI can do and ambush, let's say, your data. And of course, again, building your domain expertise. So that's it from my side. If any questions, please. Please introduce yourself.
Sure, thank you very much. Temuraz Murgulia, Nastavia, we do what others can't do. And my question is regarding BA concern separation between clients and vendors, because you pretty well understand that BA starts far beyond the point when vendor engages, because client have some needs assessment, client have some requirement gathering. So how do you see the separation between vendors business analytics and clients business analytics?
So you mean the person who is working in the client company and let's say...
Exactly. So how, from your point of view, what part of business analytics is relevant for client and what part is relevant for vendor?
So let's start that it depends, as we usually say, yeah?
Okay, so your point is very interesting for me.
Again, it depends. Depends on what resources does our client. So let's say I'm a vendor and your client in this case, and you have your own business analysis, and I'm coming to your company to help with you something. How to distinguish, or what, or where is the difference?
Let's take a company which have no
So the company needs someone who can understand, set up, optimize, and help improve the products that the company is producing, yes? Meaning that most probably they made some RFP, yeah, and some vendor bid for that. Why this company or this vendor joined this client? Because they have the expertise of it, of this business domain that should be improved for the client. Another good example would be, so when we're saying about domain expertise, let's say I might be very good in banking, another guy will be good in life sciences. So if a client need is in life sciences, vendor should bring those business analytics who have expertise and wider experience working with specific business domain. Because internally, as you said, if there are no analytics or no IT, this will be definitely great help. Again, to show where are the gaps, considering like best practices or what can be ideal or perfect or what can be improved. If they have already something, yeah, maybe again, external expertise and experience from other implementations could be a great help. Hopefully it was good for you. Sure.
Hello, yeah, my name is Rakli and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Digital Agency. And I want to ask one thing. Yeah, in the last year, the AI is increased so much, but it has so much errors on the result. What do you think? It's good decision for implement AI to business analytics or something, or no? Because it has so much errors in this time too.
Yeah, it's not just errors, but hallucinations and the biases that they're producing. But again, these are created and updated and improved day by day. And the AI is trained. So how this thing is changing nowadays is that we're looking into agents, not just like big models, yeah? For example, ChatGPT might not be aware of something and Claude will be better in a different point. Not all the companies have resources to implement their own and feed all the data that they have, but again, vendors could have their own AI models that could work good for a specific domain. Yes, today it's not perfect solution. It's not going to replace, but it can enormously help us optimize our work and spend less time. That's why you need to be quite senior guy to understand when the bias comes in, and of course filter whatever is created. Again, what I want to repeat that on daily basis it's improving, and earlier you start adopting and learn how to work with it will be better for you tomorrow. Welcome.
Hello, I am Tsitsi. Thank you for a very interesting presentation. I think your points are very valid and very interesting to excel ourselves more. I have several questions, like two about domains.
Let's limit to one.
Okay. You mentioned that domain knowledge is very important for BAs. And for me, business analyst position is very, how to say, interesting because I can change the projects and can experience different domains. What do you think? Should we stay in the same domain for a particular period of time, or we should stick to it to the lifetime or whatever?
I would
And-
say
and
Just a moment.
can you tell us which are the domains that are in trend nowadays? Thank you.
so. I will start from the last question. It will be very hard for me to say what are the most needed domains or most domains in demand. Maybe e-commerce, again, life sciences are quite interesting, but any domains that require some IT guys are in trend. Yeah, so finance is always in place, gaming is always, and gambling is always in place. E-commerce, it's just evolving and is not going anywhere. Of course, this is again supported with some AI tools, some improvement on analysis, how all the stuff is going. And regarding staying in within the same domain, it's up to you, I would say. When to change it, as soon as it becomes boring. In average, it could be from 2 to 4 years because there is good research that 4 years is enough to get and become expert in any domain. So don't take more than that. My recommendation will be somewhere starting from 2 years because this is the least time when you start really understanding what's going on in that business.
Okay, you recommended learn data and analytics, but
Mhm.
at the same time, we already have analytics profession with data flavor, like business intelligence analyst, data analyst. So do you think that it is possible to have a long-term and successful career as pure business analyst without data experience, or is this profession itself becomes obsolete?
It's good question. Let's start with it. Yeah, all the professions are changing and evolving. It's not becoming obsolete. It's transforming, I would say. And during this transformation, it's about you what additional skills and professions you are going to get. Because let's say if you go into pure data analysis, it's not so much about communication. Where business analysis, at least 50% of your time is communication, yeah, and it's quite important and it's pleasing for some people, and that's one of the reasons why people choose this profession. So I would say it's not obsolete, it's evolving, it's changing, it's transforming in this case. Because one of those, I also mentioned that we are losing the bridge, or not the bridge, but edge between product owner, product manager, and business analysis. So they are becoming quite similar depending on the environment where we work. This applies to all other different specializations that go along, and what we had in the list here. Hope I answered your question, and it's promising. I know you broke the microphone.
Now it's good, right? Yeah. Hello, thank you very much for this conference. I like a lot that we get together as BAs and talk in one space, and thank you again. I want to ask you a question about BAs in the age of AI. So in the past few years, we've entered the age of AI. Many tools, many automations, a lot of jobs are going to change. What do you think BAs stand in this equation? Will we become obsolete? How do we adapt to the age of AI where ChatGPT can write a BRD in 15 minutes and then we can, of course, improve it, but well, it's going to get only better. So where do you think we stand in terms of AI progress?
Thank you. Thank you. In matter of becoming obsolete because of AI, in the nearest future, I would say next 5, 7, or even 10 years, we're not going anywhere. And AI is not really going to replace us because I believe you tried already using different AIs for your work. What it does, it brings up, for now at least, brings up what are best scenarios or widely used ones. Can it invent? Does it have fantasy? Can it dream? So this is where humans differ from artificial intelligence and machines, yeah? So we are not going anywhere. We are transforming, of course. Again, it will push us to adopt more tech, more different knowledge, but still, we're not going anywhere.